there and welcome to Mind Your Business. I'm Jennifer Anderson, host of the show. I'm also the executive director of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce. And the Chamber, along with Rogers T. Georgina, began the show back in March, really as a way to not only showcase local businesses and the Shop Local initiatives that we are doing throughout this time, but also to recognize the information, the resources, and what businesses need during the pandemic and as they head from dealing with lockdown, dealing with the framework into reopening and recovery. So we have had 37 episodes to date. We've had almost 120 guests on the show, and they range from business owners to stakeholders to politicians from all levels of government. But what we haven't done is a show like today's show, and I'm very excited about today's show. We have three guests who are colleagues of mine. We want to talk about businesses right across the province and what businesses are going through. And there's no better way to discuss this topic than to have the heads of local chambers of commerce who are throughout the province. So I'm going to introduce my guests now. First, we have Rebecca Shelley, and she is the executive director for the Grimsby and District Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for joining me today. Next, we have Brenda Whitehead. She's the CEO of Port Hope and District Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Brenda.
Hello, Jennifer and Rebecca. Always excited to share information with the Chamber Network and show just how resilient our amazing businesses are.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this show. And last but not least, Wendy Parsons is the general manager of the Leamington District Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for inviting me and my fellow colleagues, Brenda and Rebecca. Always a pleasure to see you, like weekly, daily maybe.
Daily sometimes. Yeah, and I don't think people maybe understand that we are in a very unique business where organizations where we are constantly talking and exchanging ideas and networking, and it really is a focus. We are the only type of organization in each of our areas, and therefore, we talk to a lot of chambers of commerce and boards of trade right across the province, so we can kind of discuss and bounce ideas and challenges off of one another. Wendy, let's maybe start with you because for anybody who doesn't know, where's Leamington, and tell us a little bit about your chamber.
Okay, well, we are the southernmost point in Canada, Leamington, and we are about 3/4 of an hour from Windsor-Detroit border. So we're very south. We have about 240 chamber members at this time, and we have a large small business community, and we have a lot of large greenhouses in our area as well. So we're very flat. We get a lot of sun. We do have a bit of snow on the ground today, but it was from that little snowstorm last week. Not too much snow usually.
No. And if we had quite ways out east, we're heading into Port Hope. Brenda, tell us a little bit about your area.
Thanks, Jennifer. For those of you who aren't aware, Port Hope is right on the 401 corridor. We border up against Durham on the west side and heading into Cobourg on the east side. We are a chamber of commerce that also our primary membership are small businesses, entrepreneurs. We are fortunate to have a number of manufacturers. Auto industry, nuclear are two of our majors in our community, and we have just over 200 members at our Chamber of Commerce.
Very good. And Rebecca, what about you?
Our chamber, the Grimsby and District Chamber of Commerce, we have about 250 members right now, and very similar to Wendy and Brenda, a very large portion of small businesses in our area. It really is a major employer in Grimsby. Grimsby, for anyone who doesn't know, is the very westernmost municipality in the Niagara region. So we're right next to Hamilton and Stony Creek.
Very good. We, the Anderson family, loves Casablanca. As we head south, we know that there is an en route, there is a food court type stop there, and that's where we always stop when we head through there. Yes. I don't know whether this is a touchy subject for you, Rebecca, but I want to talk about colors. And I know that gray is not necessarily the color that you want to be referred to or hear about, but that is currently the status for Niagara Falls, that area.
Yes. So there was quite a bit of shock, I think, in the Niagara region when we learned, as most of the rest of the province was reopening, that we're indeed going to be in the gray area. I think the business community as a whole was very surprised, given that our numbers didn't seem to warrant it. Our medical officer of health, Dr. Hershey, is very concerned about the possibility of variants making their way into Niagara, and also about people traveling to Niagara. There's been some crowds in the tourist destinations in Niagara Falls, and he really wanted to make sure that we were able to stay safe and keep our numbers down. There's been considerable frustration, obviously, for the food and beverage industry, salons, gyms, very, very frustrated at being closed, especially given the measures they've already put in place to keep people safe. Other businesses are ecstatic that they can have, great, I can have 5 people in my store. That's awesome compared to where we were. So it really is a big mix right now, depending on the industry.
Yeah, and I know, especially for our area, having those restrictions ease a little bit, no matter what color it was. So being allowed to have somebody into a store or business has been a godsend for some of those businesses.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Wendy, you are the same as us in terms of your area right now. You are considered red. I should remind everybody we're taping this on February 23rd, so we all know that things change often. The announcements change, and we want to make sure that as of February 23rd, these are the colors in the framework that each of these chambers are in. Wendy, how is that compared to? I know Leamington and that area struggled for a long time back in 2020, especially.
Yeah, so Rebecca, I know where you are. We were, I think, the last area to come out of that lockdown last year, and it really frustrated our business community. Just there was so much anger, and the large businesses could open, the small businesses who were doing so much to practice safety measures were very angry. It's like, why are we not allowed to open? It's like punishment almost. And so going into red, we're very happy that we were allowed to. Our numbers have been pretty high, but they are going to, they're coming down quite a bit. So that's really nice news. And most people embraced the red color, and others are just really COVID fatigued. But as Rebecca said, our gyms, our hair salons, our beauty parlors, they've all really suffered a lot. And we're a tourist area, so it's, with the restaurants, and they've really learned how to pivot and get out of this situation. So we're happy to be in red anyway.
Yeah. And we're all somewhat jealous of orange. and that's where Brenda is.
We are orange, and there's a lot of mixed emotion about what color we are, where we are. Northumberland County, like a lot of your communities, geographically, we are huge. Our health unit actually goes as far north as Haliburton, as far east as Campbellford. So we include Haliburton, Kawartha, and Pine Ridge in our health unit. So, the variability of cases, even within the districts within our health unit, Haliburton hasn't had a single case the last time I looked. So that may have changed in the last few days. And so we're kind of mixed because our numbers may not warrant us being at orange, but we all know and we all understand and have lived the migratory nature of city slickers and, the Durham region people who made no hesitation of coming out to our community because we are less than an hour from downtown Toronto, right on the 401. And so we are a little bit hesitant to opening our doors to other communities that are still recognized as hotspots that are starting to have outbreaks of different variants, that kind of thing. Our businesses have embraced whatever comes our way. We are very lucky. We live by the Montauk